Alright guys, what is going on? Welcome back to a brand new video. So in this video we are going to be doing my 25-26 Premier League predictions. So how it's going to work, we're going to do top 6, relegation, we're going to do all the cup winners, so Carabal Cup, FA Cup, Europa League and the Champions League. And then we're also going to be doing Golden Boot winner and then player of the season. So let's get straight into it with the top 6. The champions of the Premier League this season will be Liverpool. I think Liverpool will go back to back this year. I just think with the signings they've made, it's looking inevitable really that Liverpool will win the league again. I think Verts, Mo Salah, they're dangerous, and I don't see anyone stopping Liverpool really from doing it again. So I think Liverpool we'll win the league again. I don't think it'll be as comfortable as last season, but I think they'll get the job done. Second place, I'm going to go for Arsenal. I think Arsenal again are going to finish second. I think this is four times now Arsenal finished second in like the past few years, and I just don't see Arsenal getting over that line again, if I'm being honest. But I still think it'll be a good season for Arsenal. But again, I just think they'll fall short again. And the question is, are they ever going to get over that line? And fortunately, I just don't think that they will for this upcoming season. So I've got Arsenal in second place. Third place, I'm going to go for Chelsea. Chelsea in third place. I think coming off winning the Club World Cup, I think their confidence is high. I think they are playing really good football as well. And they've got a massive squad. I suppose the tricky thing for Chelsea maybe could be keeping everyone happy. But I feel like if they can keep everyone happy, they could have a really successful season. Chelsea this year, and Chelsea are slowly getting back to the best. They really are, and they are looking dangerous for this upcoming season. So I've got Chelsea in third. In fourth, making up top 4. I've got Manchester City. Obviously Rodri is out till September, which is a big blow. Not having him for the whole of August could be a big blow for City, even though I think they will be fine without him for that month. But yeah, I just think City are still in a transition period. And I think Pep will still try and adjust. But I just think City in fourth, still get Champions League football. And yeah, I've got City in fourth. Now fifth is difficult, but fifth place, I'm going to go for Spurs. Thomas Frank coming in, much more of a solid defensive manager to Ange. I have watched a couple of Spurs games, and the way they press is really impressive. Under Frank, he's only been there like a couple of months, Thomas Frank. So Spurs players are already buying into that system, and they do look a lot more solid defensively and in the midfield. I suppose the only issue Spurs could have is in attack. I look at that attack and I don't think it's that great, and that could be an issue for them scoring goals this upcoming season. So I've got Spurs in fifth. Now sixth, I'm going to go for Newcastle United. I feel like if they can, sort out the Alexander Isak issue, they'll have a really successful season. Obviously they are linked to Vissa. Obviously Vissa is not Alexander Isak. We all know that. But I just feel like once they get past the Isak issue, I think they'll have a really good season again. Newcastle, I really do. It's just whether they can get past that Isak issue. Because is he going to play? We don't know. And, Eddie Howe's a really good manager. And he's got to try and put that to the side, which I think he will do, because he's professional. Newcastle have one of the best starting lineups in the Prem. The problem with Newcastle is the depth. But I think sixth place for Newcastle is a really successful season for them. Now, moving into the relegated 3. Unfortunately, I think all the promoted teams are going to go straight back down. So I think Sunderland are going down, Burnley are going down, and Leeds are going down. It's just this is just the cycle that we keep seeing now, and I've got no reason not to pick the promoted three. If I'm being honest, I think the quality of every other team in the Premier League, you know, is levels above. You know, I think if there's one team to stay in the Premier League, it's probably Sunderland. Because they spent so much money. Uh, they really have with that playoff win. You know, that 100 million. They spent so much, and fair play to them. You know, but no, I just can't see any other reason to pick the relegated three, to be honest. Now, moving into the Cups, we're going to start off with the Carabao Cup. Now, I think Chelsea will win the Carabao Cup. I just think with the squad they've got, they will win a cup. And their squad is massive, absolutely massive. You know, and I just feel like, you know, Maresca will want to win something. He will want to win a cup this season, I think. And, you know, Chelsea have got no excuse in every cup competition to go deep because of the amount of players they've got. And yeah, I just think Chelsea for the Carabao Cup. You know, I think they'll get it done. And you know, I think Chelsea are in for a good season. I think they're gonna, you know, upset like quite a few people. I think they're going to be an unexpected team to do well. But yeah, I've got Chelsea winning the Carabao Cup. Now, moving on to the FA Cup, I've got Manchester City to win the FA Cup. My reasoning for this is I think City will secure top four, relatively comfortable, nearing the end of the season. And then I think they put like most of the eggs into the FA Cup basket just to win a trophy for Pep. You know, obviously City went trophyless last season, which felt a little bit weird. And I think Pep will want to win a trophy again this season. And I do think they'll win the FA Cup. Now, moving on to the Europa League. I think Aston Villa. I think Aston Villa will win the Europa League. I just feel like the Premier League teams are so strong, you know, and Villa are the best team in the Europa League, in my opinion. You know, Unai Emery has won that competition so many times. He knows what to do. He knows how to do it. And Villa will win the Europa League. I'll be stunned if they don't at least make the final, to be honest. Moving on to the big one in Europe, the Champions League. Obviously, PSG won it last season, but I don't think they will win it this season. I think Barcelona will win the Champions League this season under Hansi Flick. Barca will be basically disappointed not to at least make the final last season, and you know that's probably burning them inside that lost it into Milan. And you know, I think Barca were one of the best teams last season with PSG, but I just think it's Barca's time. You know, Lamine Yamal, Rafinha, Lewandowski. I think they're going to show up big time next season, and I think Barca are going to be a force next season. I really do in Europe, and I don't see anyone stopping them if I'm being honest. But now moving on to the Premier League Golden Boot. Could be a really good race in the Premier League Golden Boot this season. Gyökeres, Haaland, Salah, you know, Isak if he plays. But I am going to go for Erling Haaland. I just feel like, you know, he didn't win it last season. Salah won it last season. I think, you know, he's going to want to get that award back. Haaland and show the Premier League that he is just a freak of nature when it comes to scoring goals. And, you know, I just think that City will be good. Well, City will be better, a lot better next season. And I think Haaland will thrive under that. And I just feel like Erling Haaland will win the Golden Boot. I don't think it'll be comfortable. I think the race will actually be really competitive and interesting. But I just think Haaland will get the job done. Now, moving it on to the big player award, player of the season. It's difficult, this. For me, it's out of Mo Salah or Cole Palmer. I'm going to go for Cole Palmer. I think Cole Palmer will win player of the year. I just think Chelsea are going to have a really good season. And, you know, Cole Palmer's been exceptional since he's joined Chelsea. I don't really think anyone has expected this from Palmer. But, you know, he's such a joy to watch. You know, always wanting the ball, taking people on, never scared to try things. And, you know, everyone loves Cole Palmer. Like, if you see, most people rave about Cole Palmer. They rate him so highly, and you know, I just feel like he will win Player of the Year, and you know, it'll be again that one was going to be an interesting battle as well. But I do think Cole Palmer is going to get the job done when it comes to winning Player of the Year. But guys, there are my predictions for next season. Let me know in the comments if you agree. If you don't agree, put your predictions in the comments. I'll react to some. But yeah, guys, make sure to like, subscribe, turn on notifications. I'll catch you later.